showtime, Corey. Here we go. We are
It is
live.
showtime, and I'm just still popping in. There we go.
All right. We have made it day number 6, our final day at the JVology giveaway. And oh my gosh, what fun we've been having. This is like one of these numbers. 5 whole days where we have had an amazing lineup of experts in 6 different categories, everything from business, money, wellness, mindset, well-being, personal development, and the fun just keeps going. So I have one more day. And for all of you out there who are joining us, make sure that today is the day you log in and sign up to grab these gifts, because it is going to be gone by tomorrow.
Yeah, don't put it off. So get in there and get what you would like to take advantage of, and who you'd like to work with, and things that have piqued your interest. Today's the day to do that. So yeah, good reminder, Krista.
And let's see, where can everyone go to do that? If a friend of yours has shared the link with you, make sure to use their link. So do that. And if you don't happen to have that, then we'd love for you to jump over to
JVologyGiveaway.com. And everybody, I don't know if it's possible to put that up on the screen or not. Everybody is listed there. All the contributors we've been interviewing, and we have the top 15. There's in all the categories of lead generation, personal development, health and wellness, money matters, sales, business development. Those are our categories. So head on over there, JVologyGiveaway.com.
It's been so interesting to get to talk to each person and hear what they're about, what they're creating, and really what the gift is. And my gosh, it just makes you want to go out and get almost all of them, no matter what you're up to in your life or in your business. These people are, top in their field and are really, really generous by contributing a free offer for everyone here to take advantage of. And that's part of a big part of the JVology culture is I'll go first. And that is what they're doing. So yeah, check it out. Do you have any standout gifts or speakers, Corey, that really got you excited?
I think that the day of personal development, a lot of those I found, I definitely set them aside. Mm-hmm. And our conversations about sales, with a lot of our guests yesterday, I found that interesting because every guest had a not different, but they kind of focus on something different, right? So you had a lot of people that work with heart-centered entrepreneurs, and we talked about just, being authentic and having confidence and being real, and even how to prepare before you speak to a potential client. And then we had people to help with the scripting, so like make sure I don't leave anything out and cover the important points. And that also helps with the confidence and what you're communicating, especially if, you're just starting out in business and you're trying to tell people what you do. So I liked the variety we had yesterday in the sales techniques. And I think, I could learn from all of them.
Yes, absolutely. And it's interesting that we seem to attract a lot of people who do work with these heart-centered entrepreneurs. And mm-hmm. to me, that mainly means that they love what they do. They're on a mission. They have a passion for the work that they do and the people that they feel called to help. And that doing the work is more important than leading with, oh, let me just find some sort of business to make a bunch of money.
Right. And they're in it, many of them, because, they're sharing a talent or a gift they have or a skill they have. And it is kind of hard to put your own value on that. I mean, you might think it's priceless, but what are people willing to pay for it? And then there's the other side where it's like, oh, I don't want to charge too much. And am I worth that much? So I can't remember the name of the guest who was talking about, she helps people determine that price point and take into consideration, what you have to charge in order to make a profit eventually, and your return on investment and everything that, you need to take into consideration to actually have a profit at the end of the day, which I think a lot of times heart-centered entrepreneurs are just so focused on helping people, and that's their gift. So I think they need support in all those other areas to know exactly, what should I be charging?
It's an important conversation if you're making this into a business, which is the point of all of it. And often we feel like, well, what I'm doing is so important. I want everyone to have access to it. Or it comes so naturally to the person who's delivering it that we're so focused on our particular subject that we begin to think that everybody knows about that. And lose sight of that you are very unique in what you're doing. And so that's what is really, really nice is we have the support that goes around all the aspects from sales copy, from like you mentioned, confidence, having the right mindset, getting in a secure place. And then there's also the tactics and the strategy of what's an easy way to write sales copy. Here, we've had, I think, 2 guests that help us create the email link,
right?
So we can go boom, 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 and help with that aspect of it. Then there's the marketing. So there really are so many different pieces of that it takes to be successful in this entrepreneurship, and it can be very, very isolating, right?
Right.
It can be very, very isolating.
And I also like the idea of learning how to describe your business in a one sheet, or one paragraph or one page, because, JVology, I think I said this yesterday when people say, well, what do you do? And what are you guys up to? It's like, okay, where do I start? there's so much that we do. And there's even stuff that Jay does that I don't even fully know how to explain. I mean, it's just that we have so much going on. So to be able to just, communicate that clearly and directly and in a way that people just go, oh, okay, I get it. And you're not going on and on and on and on and on and on. I think that's valuable to learn as well.
It is it is for everyone to get super laser focused and specific on how to convey the message of what do I do, who do I serve, and how can I help you? People go, oh, she's talking to me, and now let me pay attention and ask them more questions. When you get that right, then it becomes
it all flows.
Easier.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Well, let's see. I am super ready to start interviewing our first guest. How about you, Corey? Are you ready to?
I think we're good.
All right. Hi, Larissa Bantine.
Hi, Larissa.
Our expert. How are you?
Great. Saying hola from beautiful Costa Rica.
Oh, hola.
So good to see you. Good to have you on our show today, talking about PR, not personal, public relations is all about. Maybe it's personal, but no,
personal.
Personal, and then you want to share with the world, so then it becomes public. So, Larissa, I'll let you announce to everyone who you are and a bit about your interesting background.
Okay. Hi, I am Larissa Banting. I am an accredited public relations specialist, one of only a few hundred with the Canadian Public Relations Society. So it was like this really big year-long test we had to do many years ago, and I still have nightmares about it. But so yeah, I guess it means I know a thing or two about publicity. But what I do is I help entrepreneurs to increase their authority and their audience and their bank account by getting featured and famous. So, a lot of people aren't really sure, like, oh, what exactly is publicity? Am I ready for it? And my answer is this: if you have a business, if people are paying you for some sort of expertise, you're ready, right? Because you're an expert. And we're all on different paths, different parts of our journey. Even the Kardashians had to start somewhere. They didn't start on the cover of People magazine, right? So, we're not saying you're going to get on the cover of Forbes your first time out, but definitely, think about publicity like being baseball, right? You've got the little league, and you've got the minor league, and then you've got the major league. So you can start out in the little league and get those quick wins of that low-hanging fruit, start the momentum, the media momentum rolling along. And pretty soon you're going to start moving your way through up to the minors and eventually to the majors. But, every step along the way, you're going to start getting new people coming to you. Like you're going to have new people who are going to find out more about you and want to work with you. And the best thing about it is it's free. You're not paying for an ad. It's you're using somebody else's audience, and you're not having to spend hours a day on social media.
Well, that in and of itself is a big perk, right? Not having to add to that advertising budget. And it also really up-levels your credibility. When you are seen and featured in a publication, that's an instant credibility right there. And people have a perception of your expertise. And so that's a very, very valuable.
Oh my gosh. They say that the studies show that being featured in the media gives you 7 times more credibility than an ad. So, when we talk about it takes, 8 to 10 touch points before someone is ready to say yes to you as a buyer. Mm-hmm. Well, imagine if all of a sudden, you've got 7 times more credibility, that whole journey has just shrunk. They're not going to need as many touch points. They've already coming into this feeling like they know you because, of course, if you're featured in an article somewhere or on a podcast, you can really do a deep dive into who you are and what you offer. You can't do that with an ad. Same thing, you're being recommended as an expert by a neutral third party. And I like to give this sort of analogy. Like if you saw an ad for a new Italian restaurant, you'd be like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. But if your best friend is like, oh my gosh, you have to go to this Italian restaurant we went to last night. Oh my, is it like the best, I don't know, like meatballs this side of Venice. You're going to think, oh my gosh, I have to go check this out because you've just gotten this recommendation by someone you trust, and they're saying this is something you have to check out. It's the same with the media, right? You're not going to feel that same way.
It all sounds like a great idea, but a lot of people are going, well, who am I? How do I get into that? What does that look like? So how hard really is it?
It's not rocket science. I'll tell you that. It's a lot easier than people think. Here's the deal. We are in a 24/7 news cycle. It's a giant black hole. Imagine if you had to write and research a blog post every single day. That's essentially what these journalists are doing. So they're like, and because of all the cutbacks with advertising, yada, yada, they're doing a lot more work with a lot less. So they are really needing good stories. And if you can come to a podcaster or to a journalist and be, hey, I saw this article you did. I really enjoyed it. Let's continue exploring the theme with this story idea, and you give them a couple of really good points. Now, don't go in depth, just like a sentence, like here's what I can talk about and why you are an expert. And if it is like a good fit, they're going to love you because guess what? You've just made their job easier. They're not like staring at a blank screen going, what am I going to write? Right? So you've given them, you've done half the work. You've done the heavy lifting. And on top of it all, they can just interview you. And that's the other thing I want to say. It's not your job to write as the expert. It's the journalist's job to write. You're just there to give them information.
Yeah.
So interesting. That's how easy it really is. And if you start thinking about it that way, then it doesn't become so scary.
That's really helpful to think of it that way.
Yeah, and you're talking print, podcast, TV. Is it a combination of all of that you help people get featured or seen? Yeah. Today, what's the most effective? Like what are we watching?
Well, it really depends because, basically publicity is working with anyone who's giving you earned media. So that's where you're not paying for the feature. So that would be anything like radio, television, podcasts, magazine, newspapers, blogs. But it depends, it depends on where your market hangs out. And I always say, you're not one-dimensional. Your clients aren't either. So they're hanging out, like they're reading magazines, they're listening to podcasts, or they're listening to different radio stations and maybe television. But usually I say to people, start small. Like television is kind of like the one I leave to the end, just because it's a lot more work, and there's a lot more in depth to it. And it's just it takes a lot more skill set, because you have to be able to speak on camera and with a full sentence and get your points in very succinctly. And they also will want to see usually your B-roll. If you're trying to go to a bigger outlet, like Good Morning America, they want to see that you've been on smaller television programs before they make the commitment and saying, yes, come on board. So to that end, I would say, start looking at the low-hanging fruit. Where are those publications that are very niched down? So that could be for yourself. If you went to college or university, they always have an alumni magazine. So you could tie in your time at that university or school and how it laid the groundwork for you to find success as an entrepreneur. That is a great way to get you in front of an audience that is going to be like all ears and eyes to hear and see what you're talking about, because they feel a connection with you. You're both from that same tribe, right? Same if you have some sort of a hobby that you do. So start with those really easy, low-hanging fruit, instead of saying, "Oh, I want to be an entrepreneur," or "I want to be in Forbes," which is
I'm going to be on Oprah.
Yeah, exactly.
Years ago in personal development, that was everybody's, "Oh, you got to get on Oprah. You got to get on Oprah." And certainly she did kind of grab some people just out of the blue and put them on her show, but that was not a likely starting point.
No.
That would be the end all be all in those days anyway, when she was featuring all the personal development gurus.
Yeah.
Larissa, I was just going to say, tell us about your gift.
Okay, so my gift is called Publicist in a Box. And this is basically, I've put everything kind of together to get you started on your publicity journey. So 10 minutes a day. I mean, if you only spent 10 minutes a day, you could start seeing return right away. Like you'll start seeing some media stuff happening. So, but one of the biggest stumbling blocks is pitching, because you have to come with some sort of a story idea to present to the media. So what I've done here is I've given you Pitch Perfect, which is 600 story ideas in 12 different niches, so that you can take those story ideas and pitch them to the media. Okay, so you find whoever is the right journalist or podcaster, this will help you figure out how to give them a really juicy story hook that they're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, we have to feature you." I also have a masterclass, how to pitch, how you can take these stories and how you can spice them up according to who you're going to be pitching to. I've included a class on how to use a really wonderful free tool that brings hundreds of journalists into your inbox every day looking to interview experts, called Haro. I have a media tracker, so you can keep track of who you've pitched when and when you need to follow up, because the fortune really is in the follow-up. Over 80% of yeses come on the follow-up. We have a how to create a press kit in there. I have a free 5-day implementation challenge coming up. We start next on Monday. And I also have templates of the emails you need to send your pitches with to the media.
Thank you so much, Larissa. This is amazing. And you've been such a value to the JVology Global Lounge, which you're a member of. And it's just been really, really great having you as a part of our community and helping everyone with just build what this, like you said, just like within 10 minutes a day, getting yourself ready, start to do the pitching and build your publicity opportunity. All right, Larissa, great having you. Corey, if you can throw it out and we will one more shot at the gift.
Okay, JVologyGiveaway.com. Again, JVologyGiveaway.com. You got to go there today to get these gifts. Larissa is under our heading of business development as most of our guests today, and she's offering amazing gift about getting yourself out there to be seen and learning all about publicity. So publicist in a box. I can say that. Everything you need to know to be your own publicist in a box. I love that. So it's a value of $197. And thank you for being here today, Larissa. Really enjoyed learning more about that.
Well, thanks for having me, ladies. Good luck with everything. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, we are on a roll. I love this idea of gaining publicity, and Larissa's been great about helping everyone know how to get started in doing that. All right, so I think we should just keep this show on the roll and invite Anne in. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it. Hi, Anne.
Hi, so nice to see you. And where are you zooming in from today, Anne?
I'm in Sweden right now.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So
Marissa just came
Saturday
in
night here.
Costa Rica. You're in Sweden. It's nighttime. We appreciate you staying up to be with us today.
Well, thank you. It's great. Now, I love seeing Larissa. She has the best stuff for publishing.
Yes.
She does.
Man, this has really been so fun. The global presence that JVology has gaining, and it feels like even more so now that we're in this kind of forced online environment, that we our global community is just growing and growing. So nice to have you all the way from across the seas. And Anne, please share with us who you are and what you're all about today.
All right. Well, I'm actually a digital nomad, so it's sort of rare for me to stay stuck in one place like this. I've been living on a sailboat for the past 18 years, only not right now in COVID. And I help experts, people who have their own method, technique, unique system or process, to take that intellectual property and turn it into a certification program. And
wonderful. That is that's like the next big step, right? After someone is really good at what they're doing, they're coaching, they've had a practice, and now it's like, well, how do I really grow this and take my own unique methodologies and share it to scale? And that's what you're able to help them do. Can you share with us some examples?
Oh, sure. I actually it was launched this week or last week, but it was the secret was lifted this week that I helped Imane Guy with his new certification program for his Ultimate Course Formula mentorship. And he's going to do a JV manager certification also, which I've helped him with. So I'm so thrilled to be part of that. And I've done some things for myself. That's how it started. I was a writing coach in Sweden, and I had my own method. And by now I've trained about 60 people, saturated the market, made myself redundant so I could move on to other things, which is wonderful. So great. You can really do this in very varied fields. Like I have trained my literary consultant academy. I have trained people who are dog trainers. And I think that's a great analogy because if you are the perfect expert in, let's say, training a dog, you have to sort of fill the gap to train other people to train the dogs. Mm-hmm. You know exactly how to talk to your end client, but what are you actually not telling them? Or what do you need to tell other people who are going to do the same training or the same consulting? So that's what I help people with a lot, like filling that gap, and also with the mindset, like what happens if I give away, even if they pay for it, but I give away all my knowledge here. how can I still secure my intellectual property? How can I make sure that they're using this in a way that goes with my values, with my standards, with my profession? So it's there's some things about doing the legal stuff right here, which is why I'm super happy to have some very competent lawyers and attorneys on my team, helping my clients getting this right.
And the other thing, Anne, in the certification, so is the idea for some of your clients that they share this with other people to teach other people about what they're doing so that they can, eventually have, the freedom you have of living on a boat, for example, and their business is still operating because they've taught many other people how to do what they do. Is that the certification part of it that you're referring to?
Well, yeah, you could stay in the business and keep doing the same thing as the people you're teaching, but you could also leverage, step up, working on your business instead of in it, or even leave your business. You're creating a legacy.
The legacy,
This is so beautiful because so many of us are solopreneurs.
Yeah.
And we have our names, our own domains are in our own first name, last name, and we're working ourselves with our clients. And we might be doing all these good things like online courses and teaching lots and lots of people and doing group coaching and just, we can reach a lot of people, but it's hard to sell that kind of business. That's just us.
Anne, sorry to interrupt, but I want to make sure we have plenty of time to tell everybody about your gift and who should take advantage of it. So let's jump over to that, the 9-step certification mastery. Who should be taking advantage of this gift and what are they going to get?
If you are a go-to expert or on your way there, because this gift will give you first a little bit of an assessment, like, is this right for you? Is your business ready to be certified? So you can help other people and actually clone your business. You never want to clone yourself, but cloning your business is fine. So if you are a coach, a consultant, a trainer, and working with your own methods and processes and systems, this would definitely be something for you to look into. So in this gift, it's a workbook. You can work through all the 9 steps I have for you to actually create a plan for your certification program.
And the idea of cloning your business is brilliant. Really, I like that.
It's when you start thinking that I am not my business. I'm in charge of it. And that way I can make it to something so much bigger. And It doesn't have to be just me.
That's wonderful. So, we have a lot of people in that space that are ready to scale. They are wonderful at what they do. They've adapted their own unique methodology to whatever their specialty is and evolved and created something that is uniquely theirs. And then now to have this option to be able to certify and teach other people to do that will not only continue to spread their methodology out to a lot more people, but it also is the smartest way to scale your business as if you're currently a solopreneur, how to step into that next level. All right. So, Anne, it has been so much fun. I have the random question of the day for you to answer. I don't know if you've been watching, but this is a little bit of fun before we close. And your question is, all right, I guess I have to ask, do you do Halloween in Sweden?
I've spent enough time in the US and North America to do it.
Okay. All right. I don't want to throw out a question that's not relevant for you. So your random question is, what has been your favorite Halloween costume and why that you've worn?
Oh, I was actually in the US as a 17-year-old and an exchange student, and I did love my Halloween suit. I was a bag of jelly beans.
I like that.
See-through plastic bag with lots of balloons in it and some kind of bodysuit. I loved it.
Oh, good.
Okay, and over at JVologyGiveaway.com, again, JVologyGiveaway.com, go there today to get your gifts. And Anne is offering 9 steps to certification mastery, how to clone your business, leave a legacy, and turn the intellectual property into a certification program. So her gift, it looks like it's valued at $297, and very generous of you, Anne. Thank you so much for being here today, and have fun over there in Sweden. And I guess you're going to be going to bed soon, so it's late.
Pretty soon.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You
Great.
bet.
Bye.
We're back.
All right, fantastic. Doing great. So a little reminder, we do have the 5-day challenge starting on Monday. If you haven't signed up for that, do that. And even more importantly, grab those gifts for this entire JVology giveaway that ends tomorrow. This is the last day of live interviews, and by tomorrow they will be disappearing and your chance will be up. So don't let this awesome opportunity slip away. Go and select just the ones that you want. Remember, you're not opting in to get bombarded with everybody. You jump in and then one by one pick the ones that you want, that speak to you, that you will use, that will improve your life or business in some way. So
don't procrastinate. I mean, it's free, right? So you just go in and easy.
Yes. You've got it. All right. Miss Petra is on her way in.
Oh, good. Hi, Petra.
Hello. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you? And where are you today?
Absolutely amazing. I am in Germany now.
Oh, my gosh.
It's International Day.
It is. Costa Rica, Sweden, Germany.
Yes, I just moved last week and we are still in the process of getting settled, and my internet is not yet stable. That's why I'm calling on my phone. I tried it before, but I'm here.
Well, thanks for making it happen. It's always such a pleasure to talk with you. Why don't you tell our audience who you are, Petra?
Okay, yes, I'm Petra Contrada. I'm an international speaker. I'm a successful and fulfillment coach, spiritual rebel, and entrepreneur. And female entrepreneurs, leaders hire me to be the change, because most of them are way too much in their head and not enough in their heart. And I help them to be the change, to thrive and win in life and business.
Wow, that is amazing. Yes, give me a couple of examples. Like, I want to hear, like, what is it that what are they feeling when they're like, okay, I need Petra to help me do the change? What's really happening in their head?
Okay, so what's really happening is life change. Something that everything what you want to change is right. Is right there. Your life is an experience, and change is inevitable. And I guide people through change, implement change, and I work predominantly also with people that are ready for change. Change is not easy, and change is scary, but change is what we really need in order to go and live the life we truly want to live. So when they work with me, they embrace a change, they get absolute clarity, they're on the road to success, mainly because we master ourselves. I do a lot of self-mastery, self-management that leads into the ultimate success for your personal life, but eventually, mainly also for your business. Because you want to make, first of all, you want to do what you would love to do, and not what you maybe did for hundreds of years since you started out and were influenced by your parents and then the school and your friends and so on. I've always found it fascinating when I see the statistics that 86% of the people on this planet Earth do not like what they do. So I'm here to change that. And it's only possible with change. And I experienced it myself years ago. I have been in a lot of change situation right now. Again, changing from the United States to Germany in the midst of a pandemic. Last time when I moved to the United States, it was 9/11 time, and this time it's pandemic. And I can tell you, when you embrace change, amazing things are happening. Amazing things are happening. And for me, for example, I'm developing my new signature program. And about 7 weeks ago now, I said, okay, let me go through my program. And what happens is I set 3 goals. Number 1, I wanted to lose 15 pounds COVID. Number 2, I said we want to move by the end of the year to Germany. And number 3 was that I have a very successful international business running in a year's time. So guess what? I did what? I already lost 15 pounds and I'm in Germany. I'm already here. So success is possible through change. And when you really get onto it, you can make things happen.
Frozen a bit. Everybody's frozen but me.
Everything is possible, and that's why when you do the right things, and I developed something what I call multidimensional strategies, so that people can start to implement and the changes in their life, and also firm them up, do the things they need to do in order to. Are you still seeing me?
Yes, I want to make sure we get a chance to highlight your gift. So I've got the gift up on the screen. Will you tell us a bit about it before we run out of time? Your entrepreneurial success kit.
Yes, the entrepreneur success kit. This is a PDF where you can read about change. What do you need to do? What are the steps that you need to do in order to change? It's a very interesting read. Not long, you can also pinpoint the highlights, and then also you have the opportunity to hop on to a 20-minute clarity to change call with me to see that we can and how I can help you to get your change going and have you start the life that you truly love.
I love that. All of what you're saying, that to have change, you have to be willing to change. And we need someone there to help us through that.
You cannot do it alone. It's difficult to do alone. But if you have somebody who, first of all, walk the walk and talk the talk, because somebody went through it multiple times and very intensely, success is possible. Success is possible through change. Success is possible through that we change. And it's in life and in business, wherever.
Beautiful. All right, Petra. So as we wrap up, here is your random question of the day, so we get to see a little bit of your personality. What's a weird fact that you happen to know?
Can you repeat that?
What is a weird fact you happen to know?
Can that be anything?
Anything, like some random trivia.
Oh my goodness! Out of my life or anything else?
Anything you know. There's no rules here.
A weird fact that I happen to know. Oh my goodness! You asked me something like totally out of the blue. So a weird fact that I happen to know is that no, I'm blank. I know so many facts, but weird facts. So maybe I tell you something about me that maybe some people think that's that they would not expect.
All right, so you got 30 seconds.
When I was in my early 20s, I spent 4 years in Egypt, and it was an amazing time. And I had some very interesting experiences there. And yes, and I say I still remember Egypt and especially kind of from a very
Thank you, Petra. I'm sorry, we are out of time. It was so fun. Glad to hear you lived in Egypt. Fascinating. Everyone grab the Entrepreneurial Success Kit and cheers in Germany. Nice to see you.
Thank you. I have a very bad connection, so I'm heading off now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, wonderful. So nice to have Petra coming in from Germany.
Yes, it was a little choppy there, but I think she was able to get her message across.
Sounded good on my end. So good stuff. Yeah, change. There's the wanting to change, and then there's the willingness to make change within yourself, within your life, to get the change that we want. So I love the work that she does, because it does take support, it takes discipline, it takes accountability, and someone to help guide that process so that you can actually become what that next thing is that you want to have or be or do.
Yeah. And the only constant in life is change. So it's going to happen whether you like it or not. So you might as well set the intention for it and guide it, right?
Yes, 100%. 100%. All right. So we are up next getting to talk with our friend Heather Pierce Campbell.
Heather!
Look at those two beautiful blonde women. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I've got like a little bit of quiet. My family's actually out of the house right now, so it kind of feels like a miracle.
Nice.
Hasn't it? Having a lot more family, kids at home more often than usual. Maybe husband at home more than he used to be. You're at home
right all the time. I know my husband does have to go into work, but the rest of us are home all the time. Today it's hilarious. I'm going to tell you, my 3-year-old was like, Dad, she's got like this strong, clear little voice right now. Dad, we should go to Starbucks and I want a coffee and you can have a cake pop.
Seriously.
As if right? We're going to switch roles. I was like, as if my 3-year-old needs coffee. I'm going to have a coffee and you can have a cake pop. I laughed. So that's what we're doing.
Heather, you must be a powerhouse with being at home with your kids, which I know during this time has been challenging for all of us, but you have little kids and you run your business from home. Like I think you're Superwoman or something.
Yeah.
Like how do you do it all? Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Well, definitely not all at the same time, although it feels like that's what we're being asked to do right now.
Jay's popping in to say hi.
Hi, Jay. Good to see you. It's one of those things. Oh, Michelle, I love you too. Michelle and I, let me just say this. We've been getting up at 5 a.m. together every day for the past week, and we have another week of this. So that's one of the shifts I'm making is COVID felt so crazy.
Purpose?
On purpose. I know. Can you believe it? On purpose. And anyways, that's been really fun. Yeah, I'm trying some new things because it's a weird time where, we don't have the normal supports that we can call into our life. And so we've got to get creative and think differently and do things differently. And so what it means is I'm watching for ways to be more efficient in my business, ways to be more efficient in the way that I connect people. I do a lot of connecting, the ways that I serve people. So it's just, it's an opportunity to really up-level things that probably needed improvements anyway. So that's how I'm trying to look at it.
Yeah, I like that. It makes me think that sometimes we just need to change things up just almost for the sake of changing things up, whether it's your morning routine, these ways that we go through the day. Sometimes we just need to switch it, or we maybe start with good intention and then it kind of drifts down into something a little lax.
Yeah.
Kind of like you and Michelle, a part of that, the group that you're leading right now that's getting up super early.
Yes.
You're going to bed early.
Right. I know. And there really is something to that. I think that, as humans, we crave homeostasis, and yet what we absolutely need to be doing as often as possible is actually creating change and getting outside of our normal routines. And so, yeah, I think there's some opportunities right now. And like we're laughing because my husband and I, we try to do 2 walks a day with our littles, and we literally can talk for like 3 seconds between us before we're interrupted like 1,000 times, you know? And so we just have to laugh. Like the energy is flowing. There's lots of energy with little kids. Yes, Cherise, getting up early and not going to bed early is hard. It is hard.
Oh, yes.
But we just, it's one of those things where it's like, well, we have to take our little moments of reprieve and rest when we get them, and try to really enjoy the rest.
And I think being good with change and being willing to make changes throughout your life makes it easier when the world's changing without your will, like it is right now. It makes us more resilient and more able to adapt because we've been used to staying on our toes and not ever being too complacent or lazy with the way we're going about life.
Yeah, well, it absolutely is the case that we often change because we're forced to, or we're put into a position where there really is very little other choice, right? But those end up being our moments of real growth and times where we actually have the opportunity to create what we really need to create, what we really want to create. And without some of that compression, sometimes we don't get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Heather, you are the legal warrior, and I'm assuming your gift has something to do with that field of your expertise. Would you like to share with us more about you?
Absolutely. So you're right. I'm the legal website warrior. I'm an attorney based here in Seattle, Washington. I help folks, really what I call information entrepreneurs, protect their online businesses, their intellectual property, their client relationships, their income streams, right? So I really help them treat their business like a business. And that's fun for me because the traditional legal industry really does a poor job of that. What I have found, and the legal website warrior is a second business. So basically I've got 2 paths for serving my clients. And after 12 or 13 years in the industry, I just saw that, folks in the information space, entrepreneurs, this is a lot of solo entrepreneurs, small businesses, people who maybe have small teams, but they don't generally go to the traditional legal market to get their legal needs met. The barriers to entry are quite high. So I created a second model. It's basically an information and education model that provides legal supports to entrepreneurs in this space. And it's been a real joy. It's been a great, it's like the perfect overlap of my love for law and my love and really passion for business, and to get to serve people in this space doing really interesting, fun things has been a lot of fun. So that's a bit about my work.
Oh, that's great. And we have plenty of time to chat, but let's go ahead and talk about your gift.
Absolutely. Yep. So this is called the Legal Basics Bootcamp. I developed it as a way basically to deliver my 5-bucket framework for business protection in bite-sized pieces, little short videos that people can walk through with some action steps that they can take to go look at their business and say, do I have this particular thing taken care of? And it really gives people a framework, a simple framework as a way to think about how to approach legal support, because what I find is most people don't have the map. They go to this attorney and they find out this. They have to go to a different attorney to get other legal needs met. And what I want for people to have is an understanding of the overall map and where their needs fit, so that then they are empowered to make the decisions that they need to make that pertain to their business, and they're able to prioritize those. They're able to feel like they know they're making a solid decision because they have some of the basic education up front that they need in order to make those decisions. So that's what this boot camp is all about.
And oh, sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say it's important to know how to protect your intellectual property, your assets, I don't think most people going into business really even think about that, especially at the beginning. Would that be accurate?
That's true. The way I describe it is that, and there's legitimate reasons for it. So first of all, I want to take the pressure off people who are like, oh, I haven't tackled legal stuff in my business. There's usually a pretty solid reason for it. And one, folks don't know where to start, right? Again, they don't have the map. They don't know which of their legal needs to prioritize. Yeah. And then the cost to entry, the barriers to entry are high. You can talk to one attorney and get very different information than you might get from it's like the medical world. You don't get, a specialist in this area is going to give you very different information than a specialist over here. And in law, you can have somebody who is, quote unquote, a business attorney, and they may know very little about somebody's online business needs. And so it can be really challenging for people to find support that's a match for what they're actually doing.
Yeah, that's so true. This online space that a lot of our JVology community lives in with their business is very foreign to people that just don't know it. We kind of think that everybody knows what's going on. And I find as I tell people what I do and what JVology does, some people just have no reference, which means there's attorneys out there who may be very competent business attorneys, but they have no idea of this particular realm of doing joint ventures or this how to be legal with your email and your website and all of the verbiage and all of that you're so good at.
Yeah, that's right. It's, somebody might be able to do create a business entity for you or help you with some basic business contracts. But when it comes to understanding all the things that you're doing online, how you do your marketing, how you engage your clients, the variety of ways that you provide your services, they may not understand what it takes to protect each of those aspects of your business. And so this is frustrating for people to have to go to the marketplace numerous times to try to sort out these needs and not have guidance around how do you prioritize this stuff? Where do you start? What's most important for your business based on what you're doing, right? So, this, the Legal Basics Boot Camp is a way for people to jump in, consume a little bit of education at their own pace, and start to piece their own legal roadmap together for their business.
Beautiful. All right, so Heather, we're going to have a little bit of fun and throw your random question of the day your way. Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite part of a county fair?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's one of my least favorite things in the world. So let me think about this. My favorite part, this is a really good exercise for me. My favorite part of a county fair is going to be the animals. Going into the barns. I remember as a kid going into the barns and trying to pet and reach all the animals. So my dad was a veterinarian when I was a little kid. So we often got a lot of exposure to animals. So that's my favorite, but not the smells, not the people, not anything else. Let's be clear about that.
You don't like the rides? You don't like the Ferris wheel and the spinny rides?
Yeah, dodging vomit. But no, I don't like any of that, unfortunately.
Dodging vomit?
Oh my gosh, doesn't everybody else have that?
I did it. 6th grade with my little 6th grade boyfriend on the Ferris wheel and threw up all over us.
This is what I'm talking about. Now mix that smell with popcorn and greasy things and cotton. No, but that's a hilarious question. I was ready to answer your random fact of the day question or whatever. So that's, I heard that at the end of Petra's. I was like, oh, I've got one. I've got one for you.
Oh, now Heather, just before I wrap up with your gift, you've been a huge contributor and part of the JVology community. So can you just tell us, being a part of this community, how's that worked for you? What do you like about it? What do you love about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the short of it is I met Jay through a mutual friend who invited me to come to one of the early JVology events, and it just clicked. Jay's message around, stopping with all of us individual entrepreneurs trying to create our own path, build our business alone, do all the hard work by ourselves. I think so many people have had that experience at some time. I know that I certainly have. And I just loved the shift to what if you were to build a business in collaboration with other people, and not just any other people, like really great quality people, right? So Jay has a way of attracting into JVology like really, really neat people. And I remember the concept just clicked, and I was like, yes, this is a yes.
Oh, fantastic. Well, and people love you. They love working with you. Law can be kind of dry, right? And you just bring such a life and an energy to what you do. I know every time you speak in any of our events is there's I got to talk to her. So thank you so much for being such a contributor in our community. And I want to remind everybody to take advantage of your free gift, Protect Your Assets, the Legal Basics Boot Camp for Entrepreneurs by Heather Pierce Campbell. Go get that gift valued at
Awesome.
$997.
Yes.
Yeah, go check it out. She's
absolutely
worth chatting to for sure. Thanks
you guys. So good to see you. Enjoy your weekend. Yes. Bye-bye.
And Krista, we should just point out we're wearing our JVology shirts today. Yours looks way whiter than mine. It must be like the lighting, or else
the lighting.
Wait, there, or you have a cleaner shirt than me. I don't know, but yeah, they're fun. These are the long sleeve ones that we have. We also have short sleeve shirts too that are
yes. So all of you who are planning to or haven't planned yet but need to come to JVology Live, our online edition. It's a 3-day live event, September 24th to 27th. If you register as a VIP, will receive the VIP box in the mail prior to the event, which will include a fabulous JVology shirt, front and back. Hold on.
Yes, exactly. Nice. They're wonderful. And these are really nice. The short sleeve too. It's the same cotton. It's a really nice, soft, light cotton. It's not the hard, it feels really nice on. It feels like silk.
That's because you put really good people in charge of selecting the shirts.
That's right.
You and me, babe. All right. So yes, if you want to come, everybody who's watching, definitely come. It's jvologylive.com. Go ahead and secure your ticket so we can get that box with all of the goodies for JVology Live in September out.
And it's like Christmas when that box comes. It's like, woohoo! So exciting. I love it.
All right. We are ready for our next special guest.
We are. Where is she? Nancy. There she is.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Krista. Hi, Corey.
Giveaway. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So where are you coming in from today?
San Diego, California.
San Diego. Oh, love San Diego.
Yeah, it's a little toasty here this week, but it's a beautiful place.
Fantastic. Our last JVology Live that was in person was in San Diego. That's where Heather, who was just on, we got to hike and walk to the ocean, and we all had some really great times in San Diego, and look forward to having
beautiful
back again.
Yeah, that's where I was first introduced to JVology in another event in San Diego. Yeah. So it was Alina Vincent. I went to one of her events. I know her personally, and so it was great.
So, Nancy, tell our audience what you do. What is your area of expertise?
My area of expertise is really productivity and making the best use of your time, focus. I really think that people have a lot of potential. We all have a lot of potential and more power really than we think. And what I really like to do is help people take that and put it into practice, help business owners that, that they can get really what they went into business for, right? They want to achieve a financially successful business. They want to make a difference. They want autonomy. They want the quality of life that they dream of and they deserve. And so what I do is I help people do just that and do it more quickly and with a little bit more free time in place. Because I think there's no lack of work, but there are ways that we can really focus and make that work far more efficient than what we do today. So
absolutely. Productivity is a big part of getting things done. I mean, that's kind of it. It's obvious, but it's not always as easy to do as we want it to be.
Right. It seems obvious. Just get more done. And we use the, the term time management really isn't even a big enough description of what this really is. It's far more than just time management. There are a lot of pieces and parts. And so that's really what I want to offer people is some of those pieces and parts that they can put together, build a foundation to really get where they want to go and get there quickly.
And you can spend your entire day being busy and getting lots of little things done and being busy, busy, busy. But at the end of the day, to evaluate and go, what did I do that was really a priority, that really took my business to the next level, that really, sometimes we get focused on what really doesn't matter, I guess.
Right. And then that's what this is all about, is to really help you hone in that focus, know what it really is that you want and how to make that happen. So, in fact, I have a podcast and one of them is busy isn't productive.
Right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Productive. That's it.
Yeah.
Tell us specifically about this gift, Nancy, and who should get online right this second and go grab it.
Well, I think if you are, this program, I believe will get you out of exhaustion and stress and move you into consistency, achieving your goals more consistently and more quickly. It's going to give you some personal rocket fuel to get you where you want to go. And part of the elements that are in that are to clarify and articulate your key goals. And there's some tips from Cheshire Cat. So that's a little tip in there. Tap into your ultimate power and focus, create the skills to be more productive and have more productive hours in your days and your weeks. Actually create at least 8 extra hours a week by using some of these skills. The other thing is to identify your natural strengths and use them more effectively. We all have them. A lot of times we spend too much time, I believe, on things we're not as good at, and really rather than taking advantage of the thing we're good at. And then design a powerful feedback system so that we make sure that we have really good sound planning and decision making, because we shouldn't do it in a vacuum. So that's a high level.
Absolutely. All right, let's get us all back even so we can have a conversation. Who do you really like working with the most? Who do you find is just like needs this information to make an impact on their life?
Well, I think entrepreneurs and business owners who are just stretched. They're stretched too far, and they're working a lot of hours, and they are getting things done. But I think those are the people who can really gain the most, absolute most from this, because they can really streamline what they're doing and work less hours and get more done. Again, I think you mentioned earlier about being busy, but not getting things done. And that is really, I think, a significant issue that many of us run into. And one of the things that we talk about are technology and interruptions and things like that. So there's some tips and tools in this program that help you get beyond being interrupted all the time. And some of these things are self-inflicted. I mean, we put reminders on and do things like this. So there's some ways that we can put some things in place that'll really help that.
Great. Well, thank you, Nancy. That's incredibly useful. I'm going to ask you the random question of the day for you before we wrap things up. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What commercial jingle gets stuck in your head all the time?
Well, I will age myself probably by this, but now I can't think of it. The plop plop fizz fizz. I still think of that.
Oh, what a relief it is. I know that one. Plop plop fizz fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
I still think of that.
Brain for 30 years.
Oh yeah, now that's in my head. I haven't thought of that forever. Isn't that funny? Those little jingles, they just stick. Thank you, Nancy. So let's remind everyone of Nancy's gift, Go Further Faster, and her gift is valued at $597, and certified experiential training is a 5-module course covering the keys to help you move forward in your business. It sounds fascinating. Thank you for being here today, all the way from sunny San Diego. We appreciate you showing up and telling us about what you do and offering a free gift to all of our viewers.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate the time.
You bet. Take care.
You know, Cora, I know we have a lot of people that are watching that have been invited by our contributors that don't really know that much about joint venture partnerships or what it means, how to get them, what a profitable partnership is, and how joint ventures can be used in this capacity to grow impact, influence, and income. And so that's why we would love to invite all of you to participate in the 5 JV Partners in 5-Day Challenge that starts on Monday and runs all through the week. It's a Facebook challenge. Jay Facette has done a phenomenal job of helping to just break it down. If you're brand new at this, you'll really get a grasp of where to find these JV partners, how to look at your marketing, getting your message out in a whole new way. And for those of you who are already in our community, already doing joint ventures, it's just another way to play and gain more potential partners all week long. So the link is right there. Make sure you get in on that and join us. Play along. Play along next week.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
You need a high five. Right, ready?
Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, there we go. Got it.
Yes. All right.
It's all opposite. I don't know. If you're not familiar with StreamYard, it's like everything is your right is your left and your left is your right. So it's just weird. It's so weird for me.
We got this thing. All right. I believe we have Sarah is our next contributor. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Yes, hi, Corey.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
And where are you from at the moment?
I live North Shore, Lake Tahoe, California.
Lake
so
Tahoe.
Little town there. Yeah, Lake Tahoe.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, welcome to the JVology giveaway, Sarah. Take a minute and let our audience know who you are and what you're most excited about right now.
Well, what I'm most excited about right now is being here with you guys. And I work with women entrepreneurs who are just beginning to grow their business from hobby into profitability, and most of them are coaches, and I work with them on all their business skills. And the big one that I really hone in on is networking. And right now, of course, we are not able to network in person as much as we were able to before, but there are plenty of networking things that you can do online, just like what you're doing right here, right now, watching this and meeting people. And that's what I have in the product that I have in the giveaway.
Well, fantastic. Let's take a look at what that is, since you've mentioned it, your intentional networking success kit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more, Sarah. First of all, who needs this?
Everybody. There you go. So a lot of the people that I work with are just starting out in business, and often what happens is when you begin, especially like a network marketing business, you run out of warm leads really quickly. And that's when you might realize the benefit of networking. Networking is something that we all should be doing all the time. And in fact, we are all doing all the time, except for we may not be very intentional about it. So you might meet somebody new in line at Starbucks or at the airport or whatever, and that's a person for your network. And what happens with networking when it's sort of wrapped up in business is that there's a lot of misconceptions about what should happen, what could happen, if it's a failure or a success, how many cards should I give away, how many should I pick up? And what I teach people is to back way up and remember that every relationship you have in your life began with an initial introduction. And at that time, you didn't know if this person was going to become a client, going to become a business partner, going to become someone that was your best friend. You just didn't know. So to go out and network for your business with these blinders that it must be about sales, and if I don't get the right contact for that, the whole event is a failure, is really setting yourself up for failure and not having a good time and not making a lot of really good, valuable connections. So that's why I call it intentional networking. You have an intention before you go of being of service, of holding it open to whatever it turns into, and also a really clear intention about what it is you're looking for next and what would be a good success for you to find, so that as you meet more people, your business continues to move forward.
And I'm curious, Sarah, about your, well, first of all, I just want to say when I started, years and years ago, networking events used to be, we sat around a table and people talked about what they did for a short period of time, and then you exchanged business cards. And I always would be so nervous because
it still happens today. I mean, but that, although it feels old fashioned, it still happens. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah. Well, it didn't.
I don't know that it's good.
I know. I think people just, it felt choppy to me, and it felt, and well, first of all, we don't even use business cards anymore. Like, are we alone in that? How do you?
Well, it's true. A lot of people don't use business cards anymore. And right now it's pretty hard for me to hand this to you because,
right.
Take it. You can't.
Exactly.
But I think it is also true that there are a lot of baby boomers like me on the planet still. We are used to using business cards. And if you want us to be your customer, it would behoove you to be willing to use a business card still.
Yeah.
And
that's good advice.
A lot of the networking events that you're talking about that I've experienced some of, basically what all people do is hand them. They come up to you and they just sort of shove it in your face. And I always have been, why are you doing that? What's really going to happen with a card?
Even worse, they hand you 3 or 4 so you can take one and pass them out to your friends.
And you and I know we're going to end up throwing those away. It's a waste of things. It's a waste of everything. But that comes from people not knowing what to do instead. Mm-hmm. And that's what this program is all about, so that you can go out networking and, hopefully quite soon we'll be able to do it in person again. But meanwhile, understand that networking is about making contact with people. It's an initial introduction. It's not about making a sale. And it's pretty unusual that somebody's going to say, oh yeah, I'd like to buy your $5,000 thing right now. What's your last name? It doesn't happen like that. We meet people, we get to know them, we help them, they help us. And eventually it gets to the point that there might be a sale, or there might be a new best friend, like I said a minute ago. There's all sorts of different things that can come out of it. And so really understanding the value of leads, you might need, let's say, 10 leads for every 1 customer. If that's your ratio, well, then you should be excited to go out and get 10 more leads and know that most of them won't become customers. But every time I get 10 more, then I do get a customer. That's the ratio. So why am I not actively networking all the time to keep those leads coming in, to keep people getting to know me, something new? Who is this person? What does she do? What is she interested in? And then eventually you get the sales. But if you go in thinking it's going to be a sale, you're not going to have any fun. Nobody that talks to you will have any fun, and you won't be satisfied with the results, which means you might not want to do it again. Mm-hmm. With this other attitude makes networking way more fun, and you actually can be very helpful to other people. And when you do that, they like you and they want to help you back. And that's a really good place to be.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. That's really, really useful. We do need to be very aware, especially how we're networking in this new virtual platform. So take advantage of Sarah's gift. All right, Sarah, are you ready for your random question of the day?
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. I actually really like this one. If your life were a movie, which celebrity would you like to play you?
Oh.
Ooh. Which celebrity is going to play me? Well, I do really, really like, her name is completely, I love it. Being on the spot, I can see her face. So I'll give you her movies. Sophie's Choice and Kramer versus Kramer and come on.
Not close.
We're not doing it. Any of us are doing it. Okay.
Oh, what's her name?
Blonde, beautiful. Who wouldn't want her to play
Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep, thank you. Oh, you know who else you kind of look like? You kind of look like Annette Bening. Annette.
That would be good.
That would be good too.
That would be all right. And then Warren, if she's still living.
And Warren can come along.
All right.
Thank
all
you,
right.
Sarah. So Sarah is offering the Intentional Networking Success Kit. So over at JVologyGiveaway.com, again, today's the last day to get your gifts. So hop on over there and take advantage of this, JVologyGiveaway.com. And Sarah Coolidge, International Networking Success Kit, valued at $197. Go get her gift.
All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along.
Yes, that's actually a good question. Who would you want to play you?
You know, who would you pick, Corey?
Oh, I have no idea. There's so many. You know what? I don't even watch. I don't know. Who would you pick? I have no idea.
Probably Cameron Diaz. I used to get the popularity, so she pops to mind.
Cameron Diaz.
She's tall.
She is. That's a good choice. I'll put some thought into it. What's that?
I said, I'm a better dancer. She always plays like the dorky dancing.
Yeah, exactly. Charlie's Angels when she's doing the little like whatever. Yeah, she's fun. She's fun.
All right. So we have Mr. Tom is up to join us. Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Make sure you're unmuted. I can probably do that for you.
There we go.
Okay.
Hello, glad
Excellent.
to be here. So nice to see both of you. You guys have been doing a terrific job this week. I just love what you've been doing. It's been great.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much. And where are you right now?
I'm in Oceanside, California. So just a little bit north of San Diego.
Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful.
And Tom, are you near the fires going on? I know I'm seeing posted. That's more near San Francisco.
It's more north, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
So I'm down in the southern part, just north of San Diego. So south of LA, north of San Diego. Yeah.
Glad to hear.
All right. Well, Tom, let our audience know who you are and why you are here at the JVology giveaway.
Okay. So I'm an online business coach, and what I do is I work with coaches and consultants, authors and speakers who want to get their message out. They want to have a greater impact in the world, more visibility, and they know that online technology is a great way to do that, but they might struggle with it, or perhaps they're irritated by how much time and frustration it is. And anyway, what I do is I help people build their online platforms. I like to help them make them interactive and engaging, so that basically it's a way for them to meet their audience online. And of course that involves not only things like this, like live videos, but also getting your online marketing platform done, your email automation, delivering your online courses, really the whole spectrum of an online business. It's more than a website. It's a website plus marketing plus email plus the course delivery and that sort of thing. So that's what I help people do.
And there's so much to that.
Yeah.
So, and we see it time and again with a lot of people in our community that just get overwhelmed with it. They're good at what they do, and they try to do all of those pieces themselves, and then just get bogged down and stuck in the technology or the funnel.
It can be really overwhelming. And my background is I worked in corporate America for most of my career, working first at Exxon, a little bit also for NASA. And I'm trained as an engineer, and I build engineering and collaboration software systems. And the thing was, when I wrote a book about 5 years ago, it was a personal development book, and I really had no idea how to let people know about my book. So I went into what I call internet marketing grad school for about 4 or 5 years, investing in lots of gurus, trying to figure out how do you do online marketing. And here I am. I'm technically trained. I'm an engineer. You'd think I could figure it out, right? But there's so many choices, and it's really hard to figure out how to put them together. I call it, I've told people, to me, it was like trying to put together a 500-piece puzzle, but not having any sort of a box top to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what it feels like.
And an online presence is, I mean, it's just a given nowadays. Like, you have to be online and either know how to do what you do, or you have to have somebody do it for you.
Well,
you're not online, you're nowhere.
No, I mean, how are people going to find you? I mean, nowadays everything is, we Google everything, right? We open our computers for our shopping, for researching everything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. To me, that's, when I first started thinking about my book and how, it's like, how can I reach people? How could even people know that I'm here? So that whole thing around visibility and being able to be seen, it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
And yet,
yeah,
I was going to say, and yet a lot of people struggle with, well, how do I do that? And it seems so complicated, you know. So that's what, I see you put my gift up there. I call it Accelerate Your Online Success because, quite honestly, I don't want people to have to spend 3 or 4 years like I did trying to figure it out. And so what I've done is I've taken what I've learned over the last 3 or 4 years, I've condensed it down into 5 days. So in 5 days is a very step-by-step systematic way to go about doing this. The first day is like figuring out how can I engage my audience? The second day is what sort of a journey, we call it customer journey. What sort of a journey do I want to say? I've just met someone. How can I bring them along and say, get them eventually into my coaching program? So there's the whole idea of designing a customer journey. And then there's the underlying systems, you know, so there's a lot of complexity. You can get into trying to hook up multiple systems, or you can streamline your systems to fewer. And then you still need to build all the online assets. So you need to build the web pages and the emails and the opt-in forms, and you have to figure out how to hook them all together. And then the last thing I leave people with is I want people to leave on the 5th day with a very systematic way that they can actually build this thing. So that they leave with an implementation plan. Did I lose you?
Oh, can you hear me? There
Yeah.
we go. Michael George just said, I took his course 2 months ago and it was amazing. So you are obviously helping people with that. And also, it's not just an online presence, but it's how you show up online. It's kind of like how you show up when you go to an event, how you show up when you get up and talk about. So when I visit someone's page or I'm receiving their communication, do you help people with the message, like how to get across, you know, something that's engaging, that will catch my attention, that will really tell me who you are, not just the details of your business, but why would I want to hire you?
No, absolutely. I think one of the roles I had in my corporate world was I kind of sat between the people investing in the software, the end users of the software, and the software team. And so one of my talents is to bring those different viewpoints together so that you, as you say, an online presence, it involves strategy, and also it really involves you being authentically you. It really doesn't help you to kind of put on a persona. It's really just better to be yourself and to project your values, your messaging, the way you feel, why you want to help people, to project all that into the online space so that people really get to know you.
Very interesting.
You brought up the word authenticity again. It seems to be a theme. We were talking about it yesterday in sales. And you're bringing that up in this realm. How important is authenticity right now?
Oh, I think it's critical because that's really what people buy. Or that's what, like, one of the things they say in marketing is people need to know, like, and trust you before they'll buy from you. And so part of the purpose of online marketing, for example, is to let people get to know you and to interact with them so they can watch you the way you normally all are, and they'll either be attracted to you or they won't like you. You're like, your style is not them. And that's actually, both of those things are great. they're both great, because what you really want to do is attract the people that are attracted to you and repel the people who aren't.
Repel. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's not about, getting everybody. As we all know, if it's a fit, wonderful. If it's not, it can be sometimes disastrous because you don't work for them and they don't work for you. And the match is just like not happening.
No, that's right. That's why I say really be yourself online. Because that's what their people are buying, not only your products, but they're buying you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tom. Are you ready for your random question of the day?
I am.
All right.
At least I think I am. And by the way, I live right next to the train track, so you might hear the train horn blow in a minute, but that'll give me a chance to think about the question.
If you had a really silly nickname, what would it be? Or maybe you've had one in the past.
If I had a what?
A nickname, a silly nickname.
Oh, well, I did have one when I was a boy. I went by Tommy.
Tommy,
yeah.
Aww.
And actually, it was interesting. When I was in grad school, the thesis advisor that I worked with, he was kind of like an older brother. And he called me Tommy then, too. It's like, oh, that was so nice. It's a term of endearment.
Oh, it is.
Nice.
I went to school with the Tommy, and I still think about Tommy. I like that. I love that name.
All right. Well, take it away.
Absolutely. And another chime in our comments, Verna Brown. I took Tom's 5-day challenge and it was packed with value. You're getting lots of people coming online here, Tom, and talking about the value they've received working with you, which is fantastic. So again, JVologyGiveaway.com. Tom Teague, accelerate your online success, a 5-day challenge. We love challenges around here. So I think that's a great gift. And go check out Tom's gift and have a chance to, it sounds like the course you offer and just working with you and talking to you offers tons of value to people. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And again, today's the last day to get these gifts. So go get Tom's gift. Go get it right now. Go, 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 go. Thank you, Tom.
So much. I really enjoyed being with you. Thank you again.
Thanks for being here. That just cracks me up every time.
Gets me, Jen. Like the little.
Exactly. We have a few moments before our next guest comes on, and I just want to plug you, Krista, for a moment and let everyone know again, you had your interview a few days ago, but Krista is working with teenagers. So I think that if you haven't already checked her out on the JVologyGiveaway.com, Happy, Confident, Thriving Teens and Parents. There we go. Put it up. The empowered teens. You run Empowered Teens. You started Empowered Teens, and you work with kids age 11, 18, so tweens and teens, to boost their self-confidence, connection, be happier, and especially, I think you had said in your interview in this day, like this time, kids are struggling, and especially teens and tweens, and their social lives are all changing. It's tough. Like it's a tough time.
Back to school in Florida, and so they're trying to adapt to. Some are distance learning, some are in school. All of these different things that are on top of what's already challenging about being a middle schooler in those transition times. And so I do a virtual group class, like a mastermind for teens and preteens, getting them connected with who they are and self-love and how to communicate, like how to talk to each other. And how to be empathetic. So, it resonates with anybody out there that they have a teenager or a preteen in their life that they love and care about, or parents or friends who are in that situation. You grab my free gift. I'd love to get you going with that. It's so important
Right.
that kids are heard and
It is.
connection.
And even just to pick your brain about, if people want to jump on your mastermind, like they might have questions for you about things they're dealing with or struggling with their teenagers that you could maybe help them with too. And then they get a sense of what they might be able to, their teens might be able to create for value in your mastermind and in the courses you offer. So it's good stuff. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that in there so that, our very own Krista is doing her own thing on the side, and it's always good to support that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Love
You're
to talk to
welcome.
everybody. All right. So we are ready to bring on Miss Melody.
Hello.
Hi, Melody.
Hello. How are you? Excuse me. I've got to run off and download Krista's program because I've got 3 grandsons in high school. So we need that desperately. That's all I'm going to say on that. Yeah.
Yeah, my son's in high school, and it's
an interesting time right now.
Yeah, it's an interesting time.
I don't envy the kids or the parents right now. So
no, yeah, it's tough.
For you to be a grandma of 3 teenage boys, that must be fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but I have to admit, I cheated. I had my kids. I always tell everyone I had my kids at the perfect age when they were 15 and 25. So I kind of short-circuited the whole process. So I got to be the grandma, and I get to spoil them and have all the fun with them, but I didn't have to go through the pain of raising teenagers myself. So it worked out really well. Yes. So I love my husband's ex-wife. She did all the work for me, and I get the benefits. So.
Oh,
wow.
So Melody, where are you? Where are you coming in from today?
I am a Silicon Valley refugee. I left Silicon Valley in 1999 and headed off to someplace where I knew nobody whatsoever, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh.
Yeah. Best gift I ever gave myself. I just decided I was going through a bad divorce, and I just thought, we're going to start over someplace else. So I packed up everything I owned and rented an apartment online, and the rest is history. I've been here since then.
How interesting. That's a neat story.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, what brings you to the JVology giveaway?
Well, my company is PLRofthemonth.club. And what we do is we create a wide variety of what they refer to as low content books. So we produce planners, journals, workbooks, creative products that are rebrandable, full PLR rights. You can buy them regardless of what your business is, basically, and rebrand them, tweak them to fit your specific business model. And then you have the ability to either sell them as your own product, use them with your clients. For example, we have a lot of coaches that use our products. And so you can use them as your own product, either sell them, give them away, build your list with them as lead magnets. But basically, what we provide is the framework for people who've got all the ideas and knowledge up here, but no easy way to put it out there to the public. And we provide that framework for them.
Awesome. Oops, sorry, I was trying to get. I want to get your image up here, just so you can
there
tell
we are.
us more. It might help for everyone to get a little visual.
And
so
what we have in the bundle this time, we actually have digital planners, and we actually have 6 of them. I added 2 more after we launched. But we actually have 6 digital planners, and these are entirely digitized. So it's a planner that is made to be used on an iPad or a notebook.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Digital planners. So you can take what you like as a coach or whatever you're doing, you can take your concept idea and put it into some kind of an online digital planner or virtual,
or even a printable. We do printable
okay.
planners. We've got over 100 products right now, in fact.
Really?
So all the way from the printable planners and journals and workbooks, goal tracking, bloggers, regardless of what your business need is, whether you're trying to track your social media marketing or your blogging post or your own personal weight loss and exercise goals, we've got a product that can be utilized for that. And so we find the business professionals, the coaches, business owners, e-commerce professionals, they're looking for some way to build their list, and it makes a perfect giveaway because these are very easy to edit and brand with your own brand. But you can also go, because these are basically in editable formats in PowerPoint and Word doc. So it's very easy to go inside one of these documents and edit it to exactly what the needs are for your business. For the tracking, for example, the tracking pages can go anything from exercising to goal tracking to weight loss. So they're very flexible, and they're really designed for you to put your own spin on it.
Mm-hmm. I love that. My mind's spinning on all sorts of different ways to use this, and I can imagine, branding.
They're a lot of fun.
Teenagers, and giving them a schedule of when they're having their online meeting with me, and when they're doing yoga with me, and an incentive for them to do. Like, you can just put together whatever you're coaching or your coaching.
Exactly.
Give that out to your clients.
We find so many of our customers are wonderfully creative people, and they have got great courses, great ideas, great concepts, but they don't, when it actually comes to putting that idea into a format that can go out to the public, that's where the barrier comes. Mm-hmm. And so we basically, we help push them over that hump to get their product and their ideas out there.
And Michelle has a good question there. How does it work? Like, is it an app? Is it...
No, they're basically a document is really what it comes down to. They're in various formats depending on whether it's a printable or a digital. The printables are usually delivered in for Mac in Pages or Keynote, and for PC it's going to be in Word and PowerPoint. And then we also have a finished document. So if you don't want to make any changes and you just want to push it out the door to your client base, that's in a PDF, which is a cross-platform compatible. So really, whatever platform you're working on, whether it's Mac or PC, we've got a format for you to work with.
My mind's spinning too, because I'm thinking of all the things we offer at JVology, Krista, like Global Lounge, JVology Live, the Summit, like everything that has a different workbook attached to it or a different, like content.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we do.
That's it. Might have to check that out.
Please do. We would love to have you.
We will do that. Well, Melody, are you ready for the random question of the day?
Yes, I see that.
Here it goes. If your best friend picked a tattoo for you to get, what would he or she pick?
It would probably be a screaming face, because that's what I would be doing while getting the tattoo. Yes, that would be it right there.
The screaming face. Well, Melody, I can relate to that, because this tiny little thing here, I just about passed out. Well, yes. Michelle was there. I just about passed out, and it's like the teeny weeny little tattoo. It's my badge of honor.
Yes, and you can keep that badge of honor. I'm more than happy to let you have that one. My dark secret, my confession here is that I was many years ago very tempted to go get a tattoo, because I like them. The little butterflies and cute little things that people get. And I was so close to going, and my aunt called, and she at the time was like 65. She's like my age now. She had gotten a butterfly on her ankle, and she did pass out. And I said, okay, that's it. So,
this is a butterfly. I don't know. You can't really tell, and I don't know how to hold it. Yeah. But yeah. Oh no, man.
Well, my aunt was 65. She got it for her 65th birthday. She passed out on the table. Yeah.
65th birthday tattoo.
Yes. I thought that was pretty cool. So
thank you, Melody. And
thank you.
Again, JVologyGiveaway.com, digital planners, the lead magnet that works. Check out Melody's free gift. Go get it. We love planners around here, and we love journals, and we love daytimers, and we love digital. So it's a great fit. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. We're
All
back.
right. Well, that was fun. It's so neat. I love the variety of gifts that are offered here, from consulting and advice to actual digital products that we can use and play with. That sounds like a lot of fun to be able.
There's everything. And in business development, this category is a wide variety, right? Like we have a little bit of everything in here. So it's a good variety today of guests. I like that.
Yes. And if you want to get those planners, make sure you get them today. One click will give you access to all of the gifts, and you get to select which gift is best for you. You will not be bombarded by all of them, we promise. It is up to you to select individually which of these amazing giveaway gifts that you want and will improve your life or business in somehow. And
JVologyGiveaway.com. Go there now. Go there. While you're watching us, put that on the side, and you can scroll through while you're watching the show.
That's it. All right. Well, we are ready for our next contributor. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
You?
Good, thank you. How you guys?
Great. Welcome to the JVology Giveaway. It's nice to meet you.
You too.
Can I just get you to pronounce your name for me?
Sure. Nkiru.
Nkiru.
Yeah.
Nkiru.
All right. Thank you. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Nkiru, where are you today?
I am in Toronto, Canada.
Ah.
Yeah.
Lovely. So,
Canada.
Just like Corey. Where is she?
Just like me.
You're like.
Yes. Thumbs up for Canada. Thumbs up for Canada.
Thumbs up for Canada. Yep.
Thanks for being here.
Well, please take a minute and tell our audience and me, I haven't met you yet,
Sure.
who you are and what you're giving away.
Sure. Okay. First of all, hello everybody. Welcome to the why you've been here. I'm sure JVology Giveaway. Whoop whoop. Glad to be here. So my name is Nkiru Asika, and I am giving away a short but very valuable report called The 5 Keys to Becoming an Authority in Your Space, and how to dramatically differentiate yourself, even in challenging times and crowded markets. And I'm also giving away a free coaching call called a More Clients, Less Hustle Breakthrough Session. So that is it.
Wow. And so that's a little bit about your gift. Tell us a little bit more about who you are and who you serve. Who should go check this out?
Yeah, essentially this is for anyone who is tired of playing small. I work with women entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants who, are ready to step out and establish themselves as authorities in their space so they can scale their income and their impact and their influence. So that's what it's for. It can help men too, but I work with women.
Right. It can help men too.
Yeah.
But you work mostly with women entrepreneurs.
Yes, I do.
Oh, and what motivated that? Like, what drew you to work with women specifically? I'm curious.
Sure. Really because women are the people who need the most help. Yes, there is institutional sexism. We all know that. We all know women have to work a little harder. But I also feel sometimes we women, maybe because of the way we were raised, a lot of us were raised to be kind of like self-effacing, and you let people go first, and you're a nice girl, and you don't want to self-promote and all that. So sometimes it's harder for us to sort of step up, into leadership, or to really sort of, put ourselves in front. I know I've struggled with it. So like a lot of coaches, I'm called to coach the people who had similar problems.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? And the 5 keys, can you give us an example of maybe one of those keys? What it would be?
Sure. I guess the simplest of the keys, which is the first one, is really to lean into who you are. A lot of the times, especially as entrepreneurs, you're looking at so many different things. There's a lot of comparisonitis going on, and you forget that, the X factor really is you. You are the greatest differentiator. It's that unique combination of talents and passions and interests that you have that can actually, really make you stand out. So,
Right.
I sort of encourage people to understand their strengths, lead with their strengths. So you've got the wind at your back. You're not like fighting against your natural nature because you're trying to be like Guru X over there, lead with your values, because then you attract your perfect people. You could be working with a whole subset of, you might have niched down to a particular niche, but there's a subset of people who are really your people, who are your perfect people. So like lead with your values, lead with your story, lead with your passions, lean into who you are, and you'll be a lot happier and you'll do a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think as women, that's important to have someone guide you in that area, because you may have this gift that you want to share, but how do you become an authority in that? And how do you make yourself stand out so that, maybe there's not to compete with others, but just to have, you kind of stick out a little more so people see you.
Absolutely. And also I think one of the reasons why it's useful to work with someone, you can't see yourself. It's very, even if you're a very self-aware person, it's very difficult to, really like look at yourself and even understand the amount of value that you bring, especially if you are someone who is, always a little bit, reticent, or you never really see your gifts. A lot of the time we have that voice in our ear telling us about all the things we did wrong, and how we're not keeping up with this or that, and we tend not to have the competing voice telling us, what, that was great, or continue with more of that, or you've got this particular gift, or let's hone this.
Yeah, it's so important to have that encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or maybe even permission. Like we almost need somebody to go, yes, we need you.
That is a great word. Yes, permission.
Step into it.
Permission, yeah.
I love the work that you're doing.
Thanks so much. Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's fantastic. All right.
And you did speak a bit about your gift, right? Did we get a chance to hear? At the beginning. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
I can give you a little bit. Yes, I mean, I can just give you a quick overview of what the 5 keys are, because it really is about monetizing your message. That's what I help people with. I mean, I am, I've had a long experience as a writer, as a copywriter, as a marketing strategist. So a lot of it is about, a lot of what I do is helping people monetize their message. So the 5 keys that I talk about very briefly are, like I said, lean into who you are, find the right ears, make sure you're talking to the right people, because you can be saying wonderful things, but to the wrong people, and so it doesn't land, know how to communicate your value. That's the difference between you actually getting somewhere and hitting the brick wall. Also being able to package your expertise. A lot of us, we have all this stuff in our heads and we don't know how to bring it out and package it into like a replicable, scalable process that we can actually use for other people. And the last one is telling your story, how to leverage your brand story to market and to sell so that it doesn't feel like you're selling. So those are the 5 keys. And anyone that just tries to put one of them into practice into their business, maybe you don't do everything all at once, just take one, start trying to put it into practice in your business. And of course, you can book a free call and we'll see how we can help you get it all going.
Great.
Nice.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that and putting that together for us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
So in Kiru, it's time for the random question of the day. Are you ready for yours?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. If you could pick a TV show to be your life, what show would it be?
A TV show to be my life? Whew. That is a tough one.
Don't say The Hangover.
Breaking Bad. No, I'm kidding. A TV show to be my life. I don't know. I tend to like a lot of these family shit. Like maybe something like, I don't know if you remember Brothers and Sisters. Family show. Yeah, so maybe that kind of show.
That's nice.
Got it. Thank you, Nkiru. I really enjoyed meeting you here today.
And you too. Enjoyed meeting you guys.
Again, a reminder for everybody to visit JVologyGiveaway.com. Today's the last day, so be sure to head over there to take advantage of all these great gifts, JVologyGiveaway.com. And Nikiro has a wonderful gift for you, the 5 keys to becoming an authority in your space. And get more clients, less hustle, breakthrough session. So go get her gift. Thank you for being here.
Thanks so much. You guys take care.
Great meeting you.
Bye.
I love that. I love it. And in a totally different context, Nikiro also mentioned authenticity and showing up as yourself, and really being like encouraging women, especially, to do that.
Yes, exactly. And
I think that encouragement is really necessary for a lot.
Right. I don't know what it is. Why do women seem to have a harder time putting their message out there than men do? And maybe that's just my experience of the people I've met, but it feels like women need more support. And like you said, just having somebody there to say, this is what you need to share. Like, these are your gifts. Go put them out into the world. And we kind of, maybe we're shy about it. I don't know. But I
feel like generationally that there was this is what it should look like. This is what a woman should look like. This is what her life should look like. There's a whole lot of like shoulds and picture that went around what we're supposed to step into, and that authenticity and being the best of who you are and taking on your own unique qualities was not instilled at that time, because it was more about how to fit in and look the right way or have the right life. I'm thinking now, like as we're raising kids, Corey, that there's a lot more emphasis on people owning their own unique qualities at a young age. Little girls that not have the same struggles that a lot of women, adult women.
Which is good. I mean, our girls, our boys are growing up seeing us doing all kinds of crazy, wonderful things. And hopefully, that rubs off.
Yes. Now I see that our next guest her camera wasn't working. So,
okay.
Everyone ready? Are you ready? You want to jump in, Ann, since you got here early? Well, there you go.
Hi, Ann.
Wonderful. You're the type to just dive right in. You're like,
that's it. I'm in the flow.
Perfect. So great to see you, Ann Gordon. Are you still down in Florida on your trip, or are you back home?
I'm in Florida. I just flew in from the Bahamas this morning. You can see the sun kissed on my skin. I probably still have salt water on my skin somewhere. I've been.
You're glowing from your time in the ocean with their dolphins. Tell us about it.
Oh, it was amazing. And talk about strange, leading a retreat, which is what I do, I'm all about, and doing it in the middle of a pandemic. But we had normally I have 20 people on this retreat, but we had such a sweet group. There was only 6 people. It was so sweet and intimate, and talk about brave, intrepid souls. And the dolphins showed up. 5 days of swimming with dolphins. It was spectacular.
Beautiful. And your group got to wear masks, the kind you like. This kind of mask, not this kind of mask, right?
Yes, snorkel masks.
Snorkel masks.
We had to wear the other kind to get in, but then once we got in the water, and then it was just snorkel masks from then on out.
Wonderful. Well, Ann, you have been an amazing member of the JVology community for quite some time. We love your presence and being a part of Mastering and the Global Lounge and all these wonderful things. Share with our audience more about who you are and your unique position.
Sure. So I've been leading my own retreats. I call them Whale and Dolphin Wisdom Retreats since 2007. So I've started them out in Panama, where I was living, and then I expanded around the world. And a few years ago, I realized that there's a lot of people who want to add retreats to their business, but they don't necessarily know how, and they're terrified that they won't be able to fill them. So a couple of years ago, I started coaching coaches, healers, transformational leaders, how to lead their own retreats that have nothing to do with dolphins and whales unless they want to. But it can apply to yoga retreats or a corporate retreat or, you know, business building, abundance mastery, whatever you want to do. So I've been teaching people how to do that with everything I've learned, sometimes by making mistakes, others not. And it's worked out. It's been a lot of fun to help people and empower others. And really, retreats, I have found and watched profound transformation happen on a retreat. And by empowering others to lead their own retreats, what I envision, I say, is it just spreads this wave of transformation around the world, where to people that I would never touch or might come to play with dolphins and whales.
That's so beautiful. And you know, like you just did, a small group. You can still gather in small groups. There's nothing, you know, we're just adjusting. It may not be a retreat for 100, but it could be a retreat of 20 or whatever that magic number is for you. And so, Anne, you're able to help people figure out the numbers and how to do it right and what to charge and all of these pieces
exactly
to put together. So, you know, I would just say to people watching who maybe said, oh, well, I can't do that now. Challenge yourself. See how you can still make it happen and have this experience like you were just able to do.
Yeah, it's very, very special. Yes, we did have to jump through some hoops. We all had to get negative COVID tests within a week of traveling, and we had to submit it and get a visa to enter the Bahamas. But it all ended up being smooth and easy, and we all got in. It was not a problem. And it really was a very special time to be away from all the craziness and all the news and all that stuff, that negative stuff that we see around us. And that's a real gift.
It is. And now more than ever, people need a retreat. They literally need to retreat from this life that they're in right now.
Yes.
And so whoever's watching, whatever your gift is, if you're thinking of a retreat, I'm sure you could really, really add value and refresh and so much to people's lives right now, or at least maybe 6 months down the line if you start planning it now.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to do a week-long retreat, I tell people that you want to give yourself 9 to 12 months to be able to promote it and fill it, to set yourself up for success. I mean, let's face it, most people listening don't have a list of 100,000 people that they could fill it up instantly. And even if they did have a list, that you do have a large list, it's travel involved and it's time and it's a higher priced item. So it's not always an instant yes. And so one of the things I'm also teaching that because of this whole pandemic is how to lead a virtual retreat and translate all the activities and the fun things and the intimacy and the sense of community and connection you get on a live retreat to the virtual format. And I have found it's equally powerful.
Beautiful. I love that. And we have experienced that at JVology by taking our events online, that we had a connection that we were afraid wasn't going to happen, and it worked out great. All right, Anne, tell us please about your gift and who needs to jump on right now and select this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have created a Everything Retreats mini course. Now, these are presentations that I have given in the last few months, where they are like literally 90 minutes of presentations and Q&A. The first one's all about creating transformational virtual retreats and everything you need to know about that. The second one is all about how to create a powerful live destination retreat. And the third training is all about filling those retreats, live or virtual, and how to step into being that transformational leader. And I'll give you a little hint. It's not about content. Sometimes it's about holding space and building in free time where that magic of the aha moments can happen.
Oh, great. Good. All right. So are you ready for your fun random question?
Absolutely.
All right. I think Michelle picked a good one for you. If you were to have a vote, Anne, what would you name it?
Ooh, there's so many good ones out there. What pops into my mind right now, it would have to be, since I've been a week of in bliss swimming with dolphins, it would have to be, I'm thinking just dolphin bliss.
Dolphin.
Oh,
nice.
I like that, Anne. And you're so sun-kissed. You just look so healthy and beautiful. Yeah. So again, everybody, last day to get your gifts. Head over to JVologyGiveaway.com. Find Anne Gordon, Everything Retreats mini course. Get her gift. Click on it now. Have an opportunity to learn about putting on retreats. And, we used to do couples retreats. And I think something you said, people said I created so much value in the downtime, like when we were just able to, it's not all about the content. Right. So having someone guide you in how to set that up is super important. And you're it. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. Great to see you guys.
You too.
All right, that's our reminder to join the 5 Partners in 5 Day Jumpstart Challenge that starts on Monday. So click the button, sign up, and you'll get the email reminders on how to play with us. It's how to actually jump in and find out all you need to know about getting joint venture partners and how that can grow your business in a whole new way.
And JVologyGiveaway.com. Today's the last day to get your gifts. So head on over to that website to find out what you want to grab. Do it now. Just keep your mind.
What we've been sharing is to create a folder in your email that says JVology Giveaway. As you opt in and you get the messages coming in, just drag those over to that one folder and then maybe set aside an hour or so a day this week coming up and start exploring the ones that you've selected. So that you are on top of things and they don't get just in the middle of 100 other email.
Right. Good tips.
All right. So Rochelle is on her way in. Hello.
There she is.
Wiseman. How are you?
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm good. How are you two, you beautiful ladies? You look great.
We're good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We're having a really great time. And now we're excited to get to talk with you. And where are you today, Rochelle?
I'm in Calgary.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah, nice, hot, sunny Calgary. It's so nice.
It's gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful weather lately, hey?
Yeah, no complaints.
Wonderful. Well, tell our audience who you are, Rochelle, please.
So I am a writer. I have been a writer my entire career. I started as a journalist and then went into public relations and then into marketing writing, and I still do a lot of marketing writing. But several years ago, I started another piece of my business, I guess you could say, which is as a book coach, a book editor, and a ghostwriter. So what I have been doing is working with clients, mostly people that are writing memoirs or business people writing business books. And what I've discovered is that business writers often want to write a book, but they don't have the time. Not necessarily the talent either, but for those that have the time or the talent, they get started and then they get stuck and they give up, or they just throw their manuscript in a drawer, or they just get frustrated and ditch the whole idea. But what I've discovered is that the main reason for getting stuck or frustrated and ditching the whole idea is that they don't have a great outline. So what I've created is an online course specifically aimed at business owners that want to write a book for their business. So this would be consultants, business coaches, life coaches, entrepreneurs, people that want to use a book to gain those valuable 3 things, authority, credibility, and visibility, to get more clients, to get more speaking engagements, and to get higher profile and credibility. So those are the people that I have created this course for. And specifically, the outline that I've created for the program and for the course is for the book to be based on a story arc outline. Now, you don't necessarily think of a business book as having a story arc, but what I'm doing is following on the heels of Don Miller's story brand idea. He's a great marketer, is to understand that when you write a book for a business reader, you make the reader the main character of the story. And you as the writer, you're not the hero of the story, you are the guide. You're guiding them through those discovery of what their problem points are, their pain points, and how to address those and how to overcome them. So that's kind of where I'm at with my course.
I love that you're taking this approach to it. It sounds like it gives it a lot more richness to the story instead of just being a boring business story. But tapping into maybe more creativity, having that story arch. What is the feedback you get from people who have done this work?
Well, this is my first course, but I've gone and looked at some of the bestseller books, business books, and I've looked at their outlines, and I've tried to determine what is it that made this book resonate so deeply that it became a #1 New York Times bestseller. And I've looked for the commonalities between what those authors have done and what I'm trying to create with a story arc. And there are some parallels. There's also other books that have a completely different approach, and they were wildly successful. So there's not just one way to do a business book. But what I like about this approach is that it makes the writer, when they're writing, always conscious of the reader. And whenever you write for the reader, you are going to be far more engaging and you're going to resonate with the reader. Whereas a lot of business writers write a book and it's really a showcase of their knowledge. Well, okay, so you've got a lot of knowledge. That's wonderful, lovely for you. But it's got to be knowledge that connects with the reader. So that's where my story arc outline really helps the writer stay in touch and on track with remembering that they're writing for the reader.
Wonderful. So will you please share with us what your gift is and who should take advantage of it, please?
So my gift is the pilot for my course. My course is being launched on September the 9th, and it's the first 2 modules of what will be a 4 or 5 module course. But the gift is the first 2, and that's the key setup for understanding who's your target market, what's your key message, what are you trying to achieve with your book, how do you want your readers to be changed and different by the end of reading your book, how is this going to improve their lives? We will get through a lot of that work in the first 2 modules.
Excellent, excellent. So who is out there that is watching and you're like, okay, I'm talking to you. I need you to go on right now, grab this gift. It's going to make a big difference in your life. Who are the type of people that you're just like, come on, this is going to help?
So coaches would be the #1 group because they often want to use a book to gain the credibility for their webinars, or if, once we get back to having live events, like speaking events, often coaches and consultants want books to give away at the end, at the back of the room after the speaking engagement. So public speakers, coaches, and consultants, people that have a clientele, they want to build out that clientele, they want to sell programs, but they want the book to be that marker of success and credibility.
All right, excellent. All right, Rochelle, are you ready for the random question of the day for you?
I hope so.
Okie dokie. If you were to create your own holiday, what would it be?
My own holiday.
Like a Christmas, Halloween, what would be your own holiday?
Oh, you mean like a new day on the calendar? Oh, okay. I think it would be International International Read Your Favorite Book Day.
That's a good one.
There you go. Perfect.
Thank you, Rochelle.
Much.
So Accelerate Writing Your Business Book, online course by Rochelle Wiseman, and how to make your book stand out. Like, I think so many people have ideas for a book, but what can make yours unique? And that outline, as you mentioned, is so important because that's where it all starts. So go get her gift if you've ever thought about writing a business book or just want to, get some education around it. Talk to Rochelle. Thank you so much for being here, Rochelle.
Thank you, Corey and Krista. It's been great to be with you.
Take care.
Bye.
I'm practicing. Forgot I wasn't. I thought I was muted. I'm like, okay, I'm going this way. She's going that way.
Other way.
Oh, I logged on. Well, I wonder what happened there. I was spinning.
Woo!
Hey.
All right. We are 2 hours in on the final day of the JVology giveaway, which is a big reminder to anyone watching. This is your chance to go grab your gifts at JVologyGiveaway.com. Get what you want, and you'll be all the wiser for it.
Yes. And Rochelle I don't think we've had anyone else on talking about how to write your own book and how to go about doing that, your own business book. So that was a new one. I enjoyed that.
Yes. Have you ever thought about writing a book?
Lots of good gifts. No. I haven't.
I've got nothing interesting to share.
Not for me to write a book. I love to read them, and I know what stands out for me, and I know like the books that just resonate and I hang on to, or I at least finish. So there's definitely, something to that, because otherwise it's just like same old, right?
There you go. All right. Well, let's keep this show on the road and bring in our next guest contributor, Evans. Putman, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Hi, good.
Fantastic. Welcome to the JVology giveaway. And
Thank you for having me. I'm doing great. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Okay, I think we got a lag. Where are you coming from? Where are you?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Really?
So I can see part of your flag behind you. I was like, I bet he's from South Carolina.
So talk about heat, right? I'm sure my experience of being in South Carolina was it was hot.
Yes, it's actually been that bad this week, which is nice. But yes, summer is usually nothing but humidity and sweat.
Oh, great. That sounds lovely.
Well, Evan, tell us about who you are. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, so I'm all ears.
Sure. I'm the co-founder of My Podcast Coach, along with Michelle Abraham. We go by, we have sort of funny nicknames where she's the podcast optimizer. I'm the podcast monetizer. So I actually come from a background where I grew my previous business with our podcast to over 4.5 million listeners and turned it into a 7-figure business.
Ooh, 4.5 million.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, you can say 4.5 million downloads. So it's probably not 4.5 million individual listeners, but still, it was a really,
it's really strong.
It was a great audience. Yes.
Awesome. So I'm curious. I want to kind of jump into what your gift is, and then we can kind of circle back and talk more. But I want to hear. Let me make sure I have this conversation in the right direction. Tell us about it.
Yes. Well, Michelle and I have started. We're both podcast coaches. So we work with a lot of podcasters. And one thing that we're really getting into now, that I was lucky enough to be a beta user for a new private audio podcast software. So we've been teaching private audio in our group to some of our clients, to the people that are in our Facebook group. And we see it as a really valuable resource for podcasters, especially because their audience is already right here in their ears. So by offering them private audio, instead of sending them, say, to a membership site, to a website, they're giving them something that's congruent with where these people already enjoy learning and listening. So that's what we're really focusing a lot on right now, is how to, build your list and make money with private audio. So that's the gift that we provided.
Interesting. Is this a new platform? I'm trying to wrap my head around. Okay.
Yes, it's a brand new platform that just started recently. And the thing that's really neat about it is that it's very simple for the user, for your customer, for your client. So you can use it for anything from, adding value to your coaching programs. If you want to record some additional coaching calls and put them into a private audio feed, you can do your onboarding with your new students. You can do lead magnets. You can actually put together challenges. And I know they're working on a new system to where they'll have an expiration with the private audio podcast. So it'll actually, you could set it for, say, 3 days. So if you did a summit, you could set it up so that it expired at the end of 3 days. But the thing that's really nice about this product is that it downloads into your favorite podcast player app. So it sits right in, for instance, for me, I probably should have pulled this up and you probably couldn't see it anyway. But for me, if you come into, your Apple podcast player and look at your library, I may actually have it in here to show you all. So you probably can't see it, but our gift is right there in the private audio or in the podcast player. So you just click it and it plays just like a podcast.
Well, that's so important to be easily retrieved, right? You want to go where people are already familiar, what they're already doing. They're already listening to podcasts, and you're just showing up right in that same platform. I love that. And
think about this too. This is something that I've thought of as we've talked about this more, is you're not competing for the email inbox anymore.
Ooh,
right. So yes, you can create a lead magnet with your private audio. So you could send your people from your podcast. And this is how we were so successful at monetizing the podcast that I was a strategist for. It was called Pat Hyben's Real Estate Rockstars podcast. And one thing that we did was we built our list, and that's how we were able to turn it into going from just being a podcast to an actual business. So with this, you can actually use your private audio as a lead magnet. So you've got their email address, but you can follow up. You're showing up in their podcast player app, in their phone. So you don't have to deal with the crowded inbox that a lot of other people are having to fight for, that, that space in email marketing. So it gives you that option of actually being seen a little bit more by your ideal clients, by your customers, and also being heard by them too. So you're showing up in their ears and they're hearing your voice on a regular basis. So it really creates a connection with you. So I think it's a really cool new way to go, and a way to stay in touch, not only to build your list, but also to add value to your programs and to add more money to your bottom line.
Awesome. Well, Evans, thank you so much for sharing this with our audience and giving them a chance to get this as a gift. Before we wrap it up, it's your turn for the random question of the day. Are you ready?
I guess so. I have no idea what it's going to be. So shoot, fire away.
If you could be any superhero, what one would it be?
Oh, well, my daughter would tell you that I would pick Spider-Man all the time, just because that's who I grew up loving. And I have no idea why. I think because he was a regular guy who, he wasn't flying like Superman and all that. He was just a regular guy who ended up becoming a superhero. And there's that line, I think it's the one from Spider-Man. I may be wrong about, with great responsibility comes with great power comes great responsibility. So,
Yeah.
so it would definitely be Spider-Man.
I think that was Spider-Man.
I think so. I could be wrong. I mean, it's been a long time since I've read a comic, but I would say Spider-Man.
All right. So again, JVologyGiveaway.com. Head on over to find Michelle Abraham and Evans Putman for their free gift of 5 ways to use private audio to build your list to make more money from your podcast. And podcasts are big right now. Everyone's trying to, figure out how to use that platform and how to use that to promote themselves. So go and check out their gift. And thank you for being here today. We appreciated learning from you and hearing about what you're up to.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. Take care.
Better together.
Yes, we are. All right. So Cherise and Michelle, do you want to pop in and say hi? Should we do a little team hello?
I'm totally in, sure. No, Michelle.
No, she doesn't want to.
Well, Cherise, you are our last interview of the day.
Of the giveaway.
You're wrapping it all up in Cherise style. So, woohoo!
That's right. I have the honor and privilege of being the last interviewee in the 2020 Summer JVology Giveaway. So that is a huge deal. This has been a marathon. And might I just say before I go on, Corey and Krista, I love your shirts.
I love yours too.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. So this has been such a marathon. It's been really fun. As some of you, let's see, we've got nobody watching right now. No, I'm just kidding. We've got a few people watching and people are going to watch the replay. Hi, I'm so glad you're here. I've been backstage with Michelle, who's still backstage, coordinating all of this going on. And it's been really fun to watch you two ladies just get a chance to get to know members of our community. I'm relatively new to this community myself. And when I first learned about JVology, it was just like love at first sight. So I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we love having you a part of not only the community, but a part of the team. And you have been a rock star in coordinating the behind the scenes with everyone. So this has been great. And we want to hear more about what you do with JV Joy.
Okay, absolutely. Which is so funny because I never talk about, I rarely talk about what I do. I am a super connector and I love connecting cool people with other cool people. And every once in a while, someone will be like, oh, wait, what do you do? Thank you so much for connecting me with all these amazing people, but how can I help you? So being a super connector, here's what I teach is I help entrepreneurs to connect better with potential clients, partners, mentors, and influencers. So I'm a business networking coach. I teach these advanced social skills of how to connect with people in a meaningful way and to create profitable partnerships from scratch.
Oh, I love that. Profitable partnerships from scratch. So I'm assuming that means you work with people who maybe have no idea what a joint venture is. They're newbies at all of this.
Yeah, I think so that's exactly who I work with. And I think a lot of people are familiar with the idea of affiliate marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way I was introduced to affiliate marketing several years ago when I first started into the online entrepreneurial space, it seemed like it just really wasn't my cup of tea, right? It seemed very transactional. And this is not how it always is, people, but this is how it seemed to me. Like it was very transactional and it was like, go to ClickBank and get a bunch of products and then just go sell them to other people. And I don't know where you get these people, but then you keep giving them more products. And I was just kind of like, okay, that's weird. I don't want anything to do with that. And then when I heard about joint ventures, I was like, is this just like affiliate marketing 2.0? Is this just like a bigger way to like scale the affiliate marketing machine? Because that just like really rubbed me the wrong way. And then I discovered that no, actually, when I went to JVology Live in February of this year, right before we had a quarantine, here in California, is I learned that JVs can be so much bigger and broader than something like a transactional affiliate relationship. It's really about building actual relationships with people. Like I am so honored and privileged that I get to support people that I really believe in and I actually like, right? So I'm not just finding random products and peddling them on the streets or something. right? I'm like finding people I like, and if I don't like them, I'm not going to promote them. It's just a great way to live.
It really is. And it's just like an authentic share of the stuff that you love or know that will be valuable to other people that you care about. And we get to put that type of spin on it. It feels so different than just selling other people's stuff.
It really does. And I can support people in a way that, yeah, I mean, it's all about authentic connection, right? I feel like people can sniff out the phony. I'm pretty sure, because I know I can. My BS detector is very, very attuned. So I feel like everybody kind of can tell when you're just like, hey, buy this guy's thing, check out this guy's whatever. And it's just, and again, it's kind of transactional versus they can tell when there's a relationship there. So many cool people I've met actually in this community in JVology. At our last JVology Live, it was online, again, due to quarantine. I forget, like maybe a month or 2 months ago. And we've got another one coming up that I'm so excited about next month in September. But at that one, I met a couple people that I was just like, oh my gosh, these are amazing people. I need them in my life. And my audience needs to be introduced to them. People who were excellent at video. People who are excellent at getting leads and doing email marketing. People who are excellent at Facebook ads, which I hate, which I mean, a lot of people hate, but I like despise. Having people who could like do that for me is fantastic. And yeah, like all the people on this call, a lot of these people I was able to meet in the community. And it's just cool to be able to authentically say, this person is amazing. Let me tell you why, instead of being like, get their thing, because I get a really good commission on the back end.
Right. And Charisse, I remember the first time I met you, it was like, whoosh, this is like just so much energy, and you radiate. Like you've got this like charm, and you said authenticity about you, and that was my experience of you when I first met you in San Diego.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I literally radiated
long before the event when we met at Ask Live and got you signed up right away. You're like, all right, whatever Jay just said, yes, I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah, it was funny.
Like, we've got like this long-term relationship. It feels like
we do. I know you better than I know Jay. I've known you longer. Yeah, I met Krista at Ask Live last November, and yeah, Jay was on stage talking about JVology, and I sort of kind of got it, but didn't totally really. And so I talked to him backstage after he was done with his talk, and I was like, oh, yes, everything you're talking about is everything that I believe in. It totally aligns with my business. It totally aligns with my philosophy of business, my values. Like whatever you're doing in San Diego, I'll be there in February.
That's
very cool.
All right, share your gift with us, please.
All right, so here is my gift, the Conference Networking Bundle. And this gift includes 3 of my courses all wrapped up into one. Because I like to give more than one thing, because one thing always feels like just not enough. I need one more thing to put in there. So this time I put in 3. Here are the courses that are available for you right now for free until tomorrow night when it turns into a pumpkin and disappears. The first course is called Conversation Mastery, and it's about how to have compelling conversations. So instead of, the dreaded small talk, which everybody hates because it sucks, that course will help you figure out how to have conversations with people you don't know that's actually interesting, or at least that's interesting to you, because really at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? If you're enjoying the conversation, the other person will naturally enjoy the conversation. And if you're feeling really awkward, the other person will usually feel super awkward. So this kind of helps mediate that. The second course is called Memorable, How to Stand Out in a Crowd. And I kind of mentioned this when I hopped on a couple days ago, but none of you guys saw that, so I'll repeat it. When you meet a brand new person, you really want to make sure that your personality shines. Whatever that personality is, you are you. This is, again, about authenticity. And what you don't want to be is, if you are an ice cream flavor, you don't want to be vanilla. Vanilla is lovely, really can't hate it. Pretty much everybody likes it, but it's totally forgettable. You want to be Rocky Road. You want to be something that people are like, oh, that's so good. Or they're like, what is this? Who put all this stuff in my ice cream? Like, you want to be somebody who gets some kind of reaction from other people. Like, so that's what this course shows you. It kind of shows you how to bring out your own personality. And then we have Magnetic, how to draw people to you without saying a word. So that course really talks about, it does talk a lot about body language and a lot about kind of nonverbal cues. And those nonverbal cues can be used in an online setting as well as a live setting. And I can prove this because at JVology Live the last time, I had like 10 times bigger impact on the community in that virtual event than I had in the live event a few months
Really?
before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating. That's really good feedback.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. It's a triple bundle. Why get one thing when you can get three? So, Charisse, are you ready for your random question of the
I
day?
was born ready for my random question
My favorite
of the day.
If you were given $1 million to spend in a splurge, what unnecessary things would you buy?
I would buy so much material for cosplay, it would be disgusting because fabric is expensive. For cosplay, for making like costumes, because sewing is a really expensive hobby. So I would just buy like all the most expensive fabrics, and I would make these amazing ball gowns and these like, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
$1 million worth of fabric.
How fun is that?
That is as unique an answer as you are, Charisse. Thank you. Thank you for being, part of the team, helping us backstage, helping with this whole giveaway. Everybody who is involved has either heard from Charisse, spoken to Charisse, talked to Charisse, had contact with Charisse. Yeah, you're a rock star. You help make everything run smooth. So definitely head over to JVologyGiveaway.com, find Charisse Alexander, and take advantage of her gift, her 3 courses in 1, the conference networking bundle. So that's a fantastic free gift. Thank you so much for all your support and everything that you do, and for being here in our last interview. We saved the best for last.
All right.
Awesome.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for everything.
The Jumpstart Challenge starting on Monday. 5 partners in 5 days. Is she frozen? Is Krista frozen or am I frozen? I'm not sure who's frozen. Okay, well, I'll just keep talking. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And this giveaway has been just so much fun. I've really enjoyed all of our contributors, all the amazing free gifts. And just go over to JVologyGiveaway.com. Make sure you get there today. It's all going to be gone at the end of today, tomorrow. I think, Charisse, you said tomorrow. We want everyone to make sure and get those gifts before they disappear. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you, find the people that, perhaps you had some interest in what they were sharing, what they were saying, what they were offering, and put those gifts into a folder. And then next week you can kind of sort through, and it'll be like Christmas. You can, a whole week to go through all this free stuff and create tons of value for your business, for your life, for what you're up to. So thank you so much for being here. And again, the challenge starts on Monday. Make sure that you check that out as well. JVology Live we have coming up the end of September. You can get these really cool shirts in your box if you register as a VIP. So JVologyLive.com, make sure and check that out as well. And thanks to Krista. I don't know where she went. Something happened. She blew up over there in Florida. And to Charisse and Michelle for helping us in the back with the commercials. Michelle, those commercials have been fantastic, and for keeping everything running smoothly with all of our guests. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Goodbye.